Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. At this time, I would like to take a moment to introduce myself. I'm Kendra Brooks. I work as a teacher at Strickland Youth Center, and I also work as an ESL teacher at Catholic Social Services. Today, I will try to give you an idea of who I am, what I do, and where I think I'm going from here. So, without looking at my notes too much, I was looking at some books that I thought I would get for my kids because I like reading, and reading is a good pastime, I think, for other people to develop. And it took me a little while to write my speech or to think about what I was going to say. But as I was thumbing through this little magazine about writers, it dawned on me. That's kind of who I am. And I could probably summarize my book in, I could probably summarize my speech or my life in a narrative more easily than I could probably summarize it in a speech for many reasons. But I will attempt, with these notes that I made, to give you a brief overview of who I think I am, where I think I went as a child, and where I think I'm going. So, and here I am looking at my notes again. You notice when somebody's sometimes doing decorating, and you notice how sometimes when people are doing decorating, they'll put something in a certain place and they'll say, "Ah, just right." And that, I think, would probably be my motto. Ah, just right. W-R-I-T-E. Good words, especially if you are an aspiring author. And I would say words have kind of been my life. When I was a child, my first word was book. I have no idea why book was my first word, at least that's according to my dad. Most kids say mom, dad, oops. I'm counting them now. Again, I'm trying not to use any more verbal pauses. So let me explain, if I may. As a young child, I don't want to share this. I don't want to share this because I kind of feel like the problem I had speaking in front of people, I may still have to a small extent as an adult. Even though I've gotten over it, even though I speak to children and even adults on a daily basis, I teach them what I thought I liked. I teach them writing and grammar and vocabulary and things like that. But as far as this speech goes, I guess I'll try to get on with it. When I was a child, I had a stuttering problem, and sometimes it does resurface when I'm nervous. Sometimes it does resurface when I'm nervous, but when I was a child, it was really serious. I don't even remember being able to greet people properly. I don't even remember being able to say hi, being able to say, "How are you doing?" And I also remember that I didn't concentrate on nonverbal cues so much. I guess I was too busy thinking about what I was going to say, or fighting my mind to get my thoughts out and to get my words the way I wanted them to be. I remember when I was a child, I used to say the same thing over and over and over again sometimes. I would start a word, and when I thought it didn't sound right, I would continue to say that word over and over again. Like, for instance, if I were saying could, if I couldn't get out the C, it would be like cook, cook, cook. And I would just repeat that over and over and over again. And people got tired I guess, of waiting for me to get to the point to actually say something, because I would wait and repeat like I'm doing right now, because I don't know if I was nervous, I don't know what it was. It was just the way my brain worked at the time. And as you can probably imagine, kids are pretty cool. I was in elementary school. I just did what I did when I was like a kid, repeating things. And like I said, I still do it sometimes when I'm a bit nervous, so that's my giveaway. And that. But anyway, I did it again. I know, like 6 or 7 ums already. I want to continue telling this story. I'm already on yellow though. I have not gotten through this. Again, I was a kid and I was stuttering really badly, and they made fun of me. They really did. They made fun of me. They called me all kinds of names. I guess they thought that I couldn't think very well because I couldn't speak very well. And I had to endure them making up stories about me. I had to listen to rumors when I would go, places. I would always listen to people talk about me, never to me. I would always listen to people talk about me. And I was in kindergarten. What did I do? I played along with it. I heard she talks to the walls. Hi wall, how are you doing? And things like that. And I found out later that it was a very, very bad strategy, and it actually made people pick on me a whole lot worse than probably they would have had I just done what normal people do. But see, that's the catch. I never figured out what normal people do until I got much, much older. I was going to go back to how I think my brain works. I was going to go back to how I think that how when I was a child, I pretty much think I formed pictures instead of words. Words were pictures. I remember when I was a kid that Wednesday was actually a swing and a tree. Thursday was a glass of juice. I don't remember what the other days of the weeks were, and I don't remember what the other words were, but that was my mind, and that was how I thought. Vocabulary became different concepts. They became concepts that I kept in my head. I used to call my brain my notepad, because in it I would have the scribbles and the pictures and the little things that I felt made up my world, which was mostly words. And that didn't play a very big part until I got to middle school. And, well, not middle school, actually. As soon as I started to read and write and practice journal writing, I wrote fiction stories. I wrote crazy, off-the-wall fiction stories, while the other kids were mainly just writing about their day. And of course, it caused them to make fun of me, but I found it quite liberating. Anyway, there's more to that story, I guess. I have gone way over my time.
You can go. Just keep going. I'll worry about it.
I was thinking it was going to be too short, but I paused so much. Anyway, again, with the verbal pauses, you're counting, I know. I'm probably up to 10 now. Well, when I got to middle school, I started writing science fiction, and I didn't just start writing science fiction for my journal writing, for the journal writing classes that I was in. I stayed up until like 2, 3 in the morning and wrote fan fiction and wrote whatever came to my mind. And this became my lifestyle until I reached high school. And then after high school, things took a turn for the worse. I found out that my fiction writing really wasn't giving me any real success, and I wasn't even doing that well academically my freshman year. And then came the breakup and the breakdown. My dad moved away. My mom got a new boyfriend. And then I learned that words could be pretty hurtful, pretty painful. They could damage, they could destroy. They could destroy in ways that I'd never experienced. This person could lie so well. And he used it against my mother and against my family. He used it to steal from us. He used it to get things that he didn't need and put us in danger. I remember at that time I didn't even feel safe in my own home. So I left. I left and started a new chapter elsewhere. I went to the ranch. I went to the ranch where my dad was living. I took pictures of the deer, the antelope, and the animals. I remembered, you know, when I was a little girl and when we used to hang out together, and when my dad showed me the different animals and the different equipment and everything. Then I finally went back. I went back and started college. And then in college, I regained my self-esteem, but I don't think I ever really regained my passion for writing. I wrote essays, I wrote narratives, but I didn't write for pleasure anymore. I just wrote to pass a class, to get through something, to tell people meaningless things about meaningless subjects. And I don't want to be here all night. I need to finish this. I never really regained what I had when I was a child, and I no longer wrote for those reasons. People gave me compliments on my writing, but it didn't seem sincere. And I knew I couldn't become a professional writer. Instead, I chose to become an English teacher. I dropped my major in math, which I was failing at the time, and I majored in English. Minored in foreign language. I didn't finish the foreign language minor though. My aim was to become a teacher, not because I really liked teaching. I wanted to become an actor, but my parents knew there was no money in that, and informed me of better decisions. So that's what I did. I became a teacher. But I found out that usually what's in my head and what I plan doesn't always translate into real life. And the thing that I find the most frustrating is translating pictures in your mind into words and actions is still difficult, even to this day. Where I want to go from here is to learn how to translate the pictures in my mind into words and actions to fulfill my dreams. That was terrible. I'm just going to tell you that was terrible.